He has the Dallas perspective.
Thanks, guys. I was able to chat with Coach Tony Mack ahead of the fight and as we quickly approach playoffs. Now, Dallas has 3 matchups left this season in comparison to other teams that have 2. And of course,
Dallas
I had to
tiene
ask
tres-
having that extra matchup
tres
gives them ease knowing that they have an extra one at the end of
combates en
this,
esta
or
temporada
if
que
they're
le queda.
feeling the pressure to capitalize on every opportunity they get inside the ring. And he said
Que eso le da a ellos la presión de tener que ganar, ¿verdad? En esos 3 enlaces que le quedan todavía.
Now, Dallas has had an interesting season in comparison to last year. Coach Tony Mack said that they've had some bad breaks, they've lost some
Que
fighters,
en esta
gained some
temporada,
more, so
comparado
victory
con la
tonight would
última
be that
temporada,
much
ellos han
sweeter.
tenido
Now, a win
un
is important
arranque
for
malo
both teams,
en
but
esta temporada.
especially Dallas tonight, since San Antonio has already qualified for that play-up spot. And I had to ask what his keys to
San
victory are
Antonio
tonight.
ya
And he
cualificó
said they need to
para
set the pace immediately,
participar
but
en los
don't get
fines
ultra-aggressive because
de las
you don't want to get
batallas
caught.
de
Second, shoot in between the shots. You got to counter
de
the
este boxeo
counter.
en equipo.
And last but not least, and probably the most
So,
important,
Dallas
your
todavía
jab.
no
Start with the
están
jab
no
and
están
end with your jab.
garantizado un puesto.
Back to you guys.
All right, so as they prepare for those techniques, we prepare to get started. The fighters are on their way into the ring. The fans are there. We'll be coming back for
Y se están preparando para que esto
as it is
comience y
Dallas
arranque
and
de
San
todo
Antonio
volumen
teeing it up.
y
Stay
con
with
toda
us on
fuerza,
Team
mi
Boxing
gente.
Day.
Entonces, mi gente, con eso dicho, ¿cómo están ustedes en este día de hoy? Yo espero que estén muy heavy, muy bien. Y ustedes saben que siempre estoy agradecido por tenerlo aquí en mi canal de Juan SabeloTodoUniverso Todo Deporte, que solamente es de deporte. De todo un poco, ¿verdad que sí? Pero ya ustedes saben que yo les traigo lo que último se está meneando en el mundo para esta época. No le estoy trayendo deporte de 1910, ni tampoco de 1950. Ni tampoco de 1980, ni tampoco de los 90 de Tyson, ni tampoco de los 2000, ni tampoco de los 2010. Ok, le estoy trayendo lo que se mueve hoy. Hoy, lo que está sonando, lo que se está moviendo con los fanáticos de deporte hoy, en esta fecha de ahora, 2026, mi gente. Lo que ustedes vienen a gozar y a disfrutar aquí no es cosas antiguas ni atrasadas, sino lo moderno de deporte. Si usted está en lo moderno de deporte, el deporte del futuro, entonces está en el canal preciso, mi gente, porque aquí ustedes van a llegar a conocer los grandes campeones de mañana. Y todo lo que presento es a nivel profesional y para arriba. Nada por debajo, mi gente. ¿Ok? Con eso dicho, mi gente, vamos a hablar un poco de lo que nos trae a nosotros esta noche. Se armó el gran clásico de Texas y los puños van a volar como nunca sobre la lona. Bienvenido al choque que va a sacar chispas en el cuadrilátero entre el San Antonio Snipers y los Dallas Enforcers. Los muchachos de San Antonio vienen con una puntería perfecta para conectar golpes de todo tipo, desde lejos hasta cerca. Pero los Enforcers de Dallas traen una fuerza gigante. Van siempre hacia adelante y quieren demoler la defensa rival con ganchos y durísimos golpes. Les prometo que esta pelea nos va a tener parados de asiento del principio hasta el fin. Y recuerde que aquí en Juan SabeloTodo Deporte tenemos 36 canales listos para servirle a todos ustedes en entretenimiento. Y con eso, vamos al ring, que esto comienza.
Spanish language coverage available on Estrella TV. Fans can also stream the action on YouTube or via the Team Boxing League app, available on Apple TV 4K, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, LG.
Y todavía están hablando aquí, so vamos a continuar, mi gente. Recuérdense las 3 cositas que yo les pido siempre. Si me pueden darle un me gusta para que no se le olvide después al final. Y también si pueden agarrar y suscribirse para que no se pierdan grandes eventos como estos y que no se pierda la época donde el deporte comenzó a cambiar. Aquí en Juan Sabe Todo Deporte. Por encima de todo eso, compartan estos videos dentro de las redes sociales que ustedes más visitan y son sus favoritas. Y con eso regresamos de nuevo al ring. Todavía. Hoy los locutores se están yendo lejos. Como quiera, compartan conmigo las bellas del ring, que es el nombre. Ahí tenemos los referees, a Mafio y a Méndez, que van a estar, ya ustedes saben, los referees arriba del ring, dividiendo estos bolseadores. Y ahora van a comenzar a entrar los bolseadores y vamos a entrar a la escena.
All right, the visiting Dallas Enforcers on their way in. 3-fight losing streak that you see. Some of the people that they will be counting on. Al mentioned one of them, Brianna Carrera. Malik Clark has been a very good story all the way throughout.
Yeah, Malik Clark is having a solid 7-3 season, and they could look to him for wins tonight.
San Antonio with a narrow win over Dallas the first time they met. They had a big lead, and Dallas made it closer at the end.
Texas super middleweight champion Tony T-Mac Max Dallas Enforcers. Bantamweight Mary Gwen M.G. Valinga. Featherweight Randall Kennedy. Featherweight the OG Michaela Rampage. Lightweight Malik Mueller. Welterweight Deontay Nixon 5 Brown. Super welterweight DeMichael Triggerman Harris. Cruiserweight Vernon No Love Weber. Heavyweight Frank Unachuku. Former national champion and Marine veteran Montserrat Carmona. 4-time state Golden Gloves champion, multi-time national champion, and Olympic trialist, super lightweight Brianna Carrera. Middleweight Ray Alif Ali Talib Jr. Super middleweight Tion Taylor. Heavyweight Steven Garola. And their opponents, your hometown San Antonio Snipers.
So the Snipers will come in with Coach A.C. Bryant. This has been one of the most supportive venues for hometown teams in the league. Early in the season, San Antonio, 2 excellent performances. One against LA, where they got the win, and one against Las Vegas, which they almost did. And it served notice that this would be a vastly improved team. Taylor, Cottrell, Divorce Bean, also known as Divorce Barnes. So this team has its share of talent. There is
from retired U.S. Army Master Sergeant with 2 tours of duty in combat, A.C. Bryant's San Antonio Snipers. former Team USA boxing member and 2025 TVL Women's Rookie of the Year, Bantamweight Jury, the Empress Rodriguez. Featherweight, Jason Scully Wallace. 12-time national champion, featherweight, Azuria, the Natural Cottrell. Lightweight, Sebastian El Salcero Vasquez. Current NABA champion, welterweight, Charles BBA Garner. Super welterweight, Corey Snapback Cad. Cruiserweight, Adrian Big Montu Taylor. Heavyweight, Trevoris the Bear Fiend. Featherweight, Chastity Ms. Gotti Roberts. Super lightweight, Leanne La Chingona Calderon. Middleweight, Tracy to die for Magruder. Super middleweight, Obed Radar Bartiel. Heavyweight, Noggy Dominican Dynamite Aguilera. At this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats and give a warm welcome to La Tejana Barbie Jenny B as she performs our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, La Tejana Barbie Jenny
Y
B.
con eso comienza esta gran noche de boxeo, mi gente. Y vamos a ver lo que traen estos equipos en este día de hoy. Ayer no sé si estuvieron aquí para todos los episodios donde tuvieron los knockouts y el gran evento de ayer. No sé si estuvieron aquí para la gran rebú que se armó antes de ayer, que llegó la policía y de todo aquí. Pero si no están visitando Juan Sabelo Todo, se están perdiendo toda la acción.
Former Team USA boxing member and 2025 TVL Women's Rookie of the Year, Jury, the Empress Rodriguez.
Tenemos a Rodríguez aquí, la empresa, la emperadora, la rookie del año, la que está adelante.
Rodriguez owning 2 victories over Valinga last year.
Yuri Rodríguez.
Yeah,
Tenemos a
Valinga
Mary Game.
This 44-year-old who was a
Belinda.
terrific amateur boxer
Vamos a
from
ver,
211
peleando
to,
para los Dallas
2019.
Enforcers, los enforzadores de Dallas.
Has been a pro
Y para
since
los
2020,
Snipers de San
but,
Antonio,
she just struggled
tenemos a
against
Rodríguez
the younger, quicker fighter.
en
We'll
los
see if she can
guantes
do a little bit
rojos.
better this time.
Rodriguez, a star-studded 2025. She went 17-1 and 4-0 this year.
Y para que sepan que en el año pasado ella terminó la temporada, Rodríguez estoy hablando, 17 peleas ganadas y una perdida.
Matches this year, and you know that's the only reason she doesn't have
Esa fue una triple combinación ahí por vía de Rodríguez y la pega toda. Qué derechazo a la cara de
So this is a
Mari.
major jump for them, and a very experienced young fighter.
Yeah, she got her first pro win back in February against Kim Colbert. And many
Vamos
people
pa'
believe she's going to be
encima.
a spectacular professional as she goes on.
To the bobbing and weaving here for Julie Rodriguez as she tries to get inside.
Valinga has managed to, with her movement, to avoid taking a lot of punches here in the first half of this round, which is a plus compared to what happened to her when they last met. So from that standpoint, she's doing well, even if she hasn't really gotten too much offense untracked.
And the one adjustment,
Otra derecha muy
hopefully
buena.
keeping her out of harm's way, and then she's got to find a way to get inside as they
Hasta ahora Rodríguez
both
lleva
exchange
el round
a pretty good
ganado.
pair of right hands.
Rodriguez has been really economical with her punches here.
Está
Not
tirando
throwing a
muchos
lot.
jabs. Mari Dwayne, pero
Yeah. And
no está haciendo
the
nada con
last
ellos,
time
están en
she
el aire y
fought
todo.
Valinga, she did tremendous body work and hurt her with that. Good counter so
Rodríguez no es que está pegando 10 trompas por segundo, pero la que tira la está pegando bien conectada al cuerpo.
Valinga countering as Rodriguez got in with one shot. Rodriguez has cut off the ring. But can she do enough?
Con 19 segundos en el reloj,
And this
casi
is
llega el
why we
aviso de
fight the
los 10
fights.
segundos.
On paper, this looked like a match that
Casi llega el
Valinga was
anuncio
gonna
de
have a
segundo y
real
ahí
hard
llegó.
time being competitive in because she wasn't the first 2 times, but she has been in this one.
A couple of
Ding,
big
ding,
shots launched, and yes, so a much more animated effort here by Valinga.
So we look back at, you know, Rodriguez there using her jab and sneaking in the left hook. There were some good moments for her offensively. Were there enough? She may well have won this round, but it was a lot closer than I think a lot of people thought it might be. And these 2 women are going to fight again later on in the evening.
Y puede ser que estas dos mujeres peleen luego hoy.
Moving on
Ayer
this
pasó
round
una
by
situación
unanimous
donde las
decision.
dos mujeres que
And
estaban
the score
supuestas
1-0
pelear de nuevo
out
en
of
el
the
round
red
24
corner
que pasó.
for the San Antonio Snipers.
So, por eso digo
Yuri,
tal vez.
the Empress Rodriguez.
Okay, so they'll take a seat
San
and
Antonio leads 1.
come back to us in round 17.
Round 2 is in the featherweight division. In the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Randall Penades. In the red corner for the San Antonio Snipers, Jason Scully Wallace.
We were both impressed with Jay Sean Wallace the last time we saw him. Very crafty southpaw, 3-0 in TBL, a split over Alexander Castellano. It's been a very solid fighter.
Vamos a ver, comienza de una vez San Antonio, aquí con Wallace,
2022
cinta
US
roja,
National
los guantes,
Championships, and he is
viendo el cuerpo,
he is a
conectando,
good
2
fighter
3
for sure.
puntos.
And Canada making his first appearance in this season. Or 2-2 in season 4, excuse me.
And take a look at the scoring system. Regular decision like we just got, 1 point. A knockdown, you get 2. 2 knockdowns, you get 3 points for your team. Or you take the short circuit route and either drop somebody for the count or the referee intervenes for a knockout and you get 4. And we have had a lot of explosive 4-point thunder influencing the scoring of many fights over the course of this year with that new rule. You talk about Kennedy and earlier in the year when they fought the first time, he got 3 points for Dallas. He got knocked down in 1 and then a decision, so he could be a source of points for Dallas.
Y como pueden ver, mucha acción aquí con estos dos jóvenes. 1 minuto 26 segundos en el reloj.
Wallace trying to use that height and reach advantage that he has to keep Canada from getting within punching range.
In the meantime, Canada trying to find a good angle to get inside.
El guante azul.
So you're really seeing the cat and mouse struggle of the taller fighter and the shorter one who has to work to get inside being played out here.
Canada has
Otra
landed
izquierda, la
several good
quijada.
left hooks. That one was one of them.
Volvía de Dallas.
See
Guante
how hard he
azules.
has to work.
Un buen intercambio ahí por el guante rojo.
And he could be greeted with
Buena,
something
buena,
in the way
buena.
for his troubles
Buena,
too.
buena.
An
Se está
uppercut.
poniendo bueno
Yeah,
esto
I like that,
ahora.
and I like that straight
Prepárese
left
que
hand
cualquier
that
cosa puede
Wallace
pasar cuando se
landed,
calienta así. Con 24 segundos en el reloj, vamos a ver lo que pasa.
Wallace is really trying to find a home for the uppercut as well, but Canada has done a good job of slipping that punch.
And there's the left hook that gets in by Canada, and you see how much he has to gamble. Practically had to leave his feet to get that hook in.
Well, he landed a beauty right at the end of the round. And the big question is going to be, were there enough of those punches by him compared to the counter punching by Wallace? And here's where Canada comes up with a nice left hook. That was in the middle of the round.
And that's 3 punches he had to throw to get 1 home.
Yeah.
And he did score with it.
Yeah, we're going to find out whether the judges like the busyness of Wallace.
Y vamos a ver
The
quién
winner
se
of this
lleva la
round by
ganancia.
unanimous decision, and the score by split decision, and the score of 1-0. Out of the blue corner for the Dallas
Se lo
Enforcers,
lleva Canales.
Randall Kennedy.
De la esquina azul.
Hard earned.
Tied
Guantes
at
azul,
1.
guantecita azul, mi gente.
Not surprising it was a
Round
split.
3 is in the featherweight division. In
Now,
the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, the OG, Michaela Brandy. In the red corner for the San Antonio Snipers, 12-time national champion, Missouri, the Natural Control.
Nusuria, la natural.
Many instances
12
in which she's a
veces
tall, rangy
campeona
boxer, and then we saw the highlights
nacional.
earlier that she has some terrific power as well.
And oftentimes, Cottrell is taller than her opponents in this weight division, but not here.
Now, this is her first rare time fighting somebody that she has to work a little bit differently. 10-1 TBL, 8-fight win streak. And rocketing up the standings here. What a group in front of her there. Mila Ellis, Erica Sanchez.
It's a great, great division. Rampage 0-1 in this season, lost to Samantha Ginnathan, who's been performing very well this season. There's the left hook by Cottrell. We saw her score a knockdown with that over Florencio Britos with that left hook.
So now she's punching up at an opponent, a little bit taller. How does that impact how she wants to come in here?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things, of course, sometimes you go to the body first with the left hook and then come with it to the head if you're going to land that punch. But yeah, it makes it different. Oh, wow, nice right hand by Rampage.
Yeah, and she caught Cottrell on the way in.
You know, it's intriguing. We saw Julie Rodriguez a little more controlled and even not as offensive in her fight as we thought. And the same is true for Cottrell in this fight. So both of them have had a much more controlled and almost defensive style.
It's always interesting how that seems to settle in as a couple hooks here by Cottrell.
I think
try to stir the pot.
Yeah, and I think, you know, in this case, you really understand it because she's facing this big, tall fighter. And she's landed some nice left hooks, Cottrell. And Rampage, other than that one right hand, hasn't done too much offensively at all. Wow, there's those hooks raining in from Cottrell.
She made a little bit of an adjustment to get closer and then landed 3 and maintained her balance after she scored them.
Great point. That is exactly the case. And a lot of good feinting by Cottrell, which is important too. You mentioned even against a taller opponent. If you feint, they tend to come down a little bit.
This is a good example of somebody figuring it out during the round.
Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of great adjustments made by that woman who happens to be only 19 years of age.
Unbelievable.
That's where there's Cottrell coming in with a combination, and she's a very good combination puncher. And the hook lands, but she doesn't stop right there. She's going to sneak another right hand in. And there's a 1-2 combination that's very unique. An overhand right and a left hook, not your normal combo.
By unanimous decision. And the score of 1-0 out of the red corner for the San Antonio Snipers, Azuria, the natural Cottrell. San Antonio leads 2-1. Round 4 is in the lightweight division. In the blue corner, for the Dallas Enforcers, Malik Muller. Out of the red corner, for the San Antonio Snipers, Sebastian El Zacero Vasquez.
Want to tag that Cottrell fight to mention that I'll be taking a special look at her later on in the show. She has quite a story with AC Bryant. All right, so 2-1 now, and here we are with Lark and Vasquez, and Lark has been a pleasant source of offense for his team this year. 24-8 in TBL. Did have a 9-fight winning streak last year.
And this is a rematch. He won 2 times over Vasquez on May 15th. Those are the 2 losses Vasquez has in his TBL career, because this is his debut season.
So the Dallas trying to stay right with San Antonio, needing its bigger performers to do well. And Kennedy, who'd been on a little bit of a streak, came up with a split win and a very good round 2 scrap. And now Lark and Vasquez.
Yeah, this is one where Dallas is looking to it and saying this is a place for us to sneak through with the victory. And Vasquez has fought pretty well here early in this round, but Lark has landed some really nice right hands.
Vasquez is trying to get off first and force the action in this fight here.
Yeah, he was more aggressive here than he was in the first two matches with Lark. And of course, there's danger there too because Lark has power. I mean, June 6th, he scored a knockout over Diego Dominguez. He's got power.
Here comes Vasquez.
Oh, wow.
Rocking Lark.
He hurt him with that shot.
Still a minute to work with to try and parlay it as Lark is trading shots and a head-up display with him.
Well, Vasquez landed some nice right hands early in the round, and then that one really got home against
No me
Malik
di
Lark.
cuenta que estaba mudo, mi gente.
Happened right
Yo
after
hablando
Lark was
pa' nada.
opening up. You see, Lark is trying to get that right hand.
Como podemos ver, San Antonio Sniper Sebastián Vázquez está
Scored with it there. Put the left
electrificado
hook
aquí,
behind it.
tirando trompa y pegándola, conectando
And the
varias,
hook, you know, I'm not sure
varias,
that it isn't the two
varias
hooks he's landed that hurt
combinaciones. Se me
Lark
enredó la lengua,
more
mi
than
gente.
the right hand. This has been a very good round for Vasquez. And he might be
Ahí
pulling
está el
what
aviso
might
de
be
los 10
called a minor
segundos.
upset here because of, you know, he came in after having lost twice to Lark.
Y se va a ir por decisión.
When you're doing the handicapping and thinking, well, where could some points be stolen? Where could some things turn? Is San Antonio on the verge of getting maybe an unexpected point?
There was early in the round where Lark landed a really nice right hand. And at that point, Lark was kind of controlling things a little bit, but then Vasquez started landing these big power punches.
No, ahí fue que se vio el peligro.
Lark.
Pero
And
entonces ahí vino el
after,
referee,
the round
rompió todo.
changed demonstrably.
Le dio chance a que recuperada.
The winner of this round by split decision. And the
Decisión
score of
dividida.
1-0 out of the red corner for the San Antonio Snipers, Sebastian.
Los San Antonio, Sebastián se llevó el punto.
Vasquez.
So Sebastian Vasquez turns the tables on Malik Lark and
Y ahora
gets
nos vamos para los anuncios. Recuérdense que ahí yo le pongo a ustedes el WhatsApp para que podamos chatear y yo le contesto por aquí por el micrófono cuando este evento estamos en vivo como ahora y como todas casi mente las noches. Estamos para el round 5 ahora, mi gente.
Esta noche pelea, la arena va a temblar, dos esquinas listas, nadie se va a rajar, guantes al aire, se siente la tensión, es guerra en el ring, pura determinación.
Este es el campeón corriente ahora en la NBA, en el bolseo tradicional.
Aquí se prueba quién tiene valor. Esto no es un juego, esto es boxeo real, donde el alma grita y no existe lo normal. Golpe tras golpe rompiendo el dolor, cayendo y subiendo con fuego interior. Esto no es un juego, esto es lucha sin fin.
So Charles Garner le ganó 2 veces en la temporada pasada del 2025 a Deontay Brown. Estos son dos veteranos, mi gente, de boxeo tradicional que están aquí también en el boxeo por equipos.
Luces bajas, el ring encendido. Se siente el peso de lo vivido. Esta noche es pelea, la arena va a temblar. Dos esquinas listas, nadie se va a rajar. Guantes al aire, se siente la tensión. Es guerra en el ring, pura determinación. Desde la campana suena el primer round. Golpes como truenos retumbando en el ground. Sangre, sudor, respeto en cada acción. Orgullo en juego, corazón de campeón. Respira hondo, siente el tambor. Late más fuerte dentro del corazón. No hay vuelta atrás, no hay condición. Aquí se prueba quién tiene valor. Esto no es un juego, esto es boxeo real. Donde el alma grita y no existe lo normal. Golpe tras golpe, rompiendo el dolor. Cayendo y subiendo con fuego interior. Esto no es un juego, esto es lucha sin fin. Donde el miedo muere cuando entra.
La esquina azul ganó y se llevó el punto para los Dallas Enforcers. Estamos 2-3 con San Antonio ganando.
In the red corner for the San Antonio Snipers, Corey Snapback Cass.
Okay, so we pull ahead here with 3-2. San Antonio leading Dallas, and Sophia is with Azaria Control.
Thanks, guys. I'm here joined with Azaria now. We have a 12-time national champ here. She just secured her 8th win in a row here with TBL. Now, how has being in this league helped you blossom as a fighter?
You know, it's helped me get a lot of recognition, and it just proves that, you know, I can do more. Like, I can fight better fighters, you know.
Now, you have AC Bryant in your corner. How has that helped you, having someone who's known you since you began your boxing journey back in Hawaii?
You know, he's a really good coach, really amazing. He has a lot of confidence, love his speeches, you know, good coach.
Now, any of your teammates that has really been able to help get the momentum going?
Everybody on my team is very supportive, you know, I love all of them. They're very nice.
All right, thank you. Best of luck. Back to you guys.
1 minute in. Harris and Cad. Corey Cad just traded to the Dallas team from Houston. They'll pick up a hunch that AC Bryant has about this fighter in this spot.
Yeah, he's hoping in this 154-pound division he can make a difference. And Harris, who is a relative newcomer to TBL, and in his only other previous outing was stopped by Isaiah Johnson on May 10th. So looking for a much better result tonight.
He's 12-2-1 outside of TBL, but lost his last 2. So basically looking to find some new momentum here. And Corey Cadd, 1-7 recently, has beaten Isaiah Elrod and 16-9 Reynard Talib. So he's had moments, and hopeful that a change of scenery and the new team might be good for him.
And really, both men kind of, as you point out, both men trying to turn their fortunes around here in this matchup. Corey Cadd is often in awkward fights like this, right? You know, they're always kind of a little bit awkward with kind of a lot of grappling. He delivers kind of wide looping punches.
And you take advantage of those wide looping punches, and then you're talking about these awkward fights. And when it's over, you say, wait a second, I thought I was going to do more against this style. It didn't fit me too well.
Yeah, and Harris, you know, you mentioned he's a solid pro. I mean, he went 10 rounds in his last fight against Hayden Brady and lost a decision, but he's a solid fighter, but he's trying to deal with this awkward style of Cadd. And hey, he's just happy that he got through without being stopped.
Yes, that's step number 1.
Yeah. And here's the right hand by Cadd. That is one of his best weapons. Lengthy jab and some awkward action on the inside. Both men are trying to exchange there. And that's the kind of action I was talking about. This is going to be a close one, though. This could end up being a split again. We've had 3 splits in our first 5 fights.
The winner of this round by unanimous decision, and the score of 1-0, out of the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, DeMichael Triggerman Harris. We are tied at 3. Round 7 is in the cruiserweight division. In the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Vernon No Love Weber. In the red corner for the San Antonio Snipers, Adrian Big Montu Taylor.
Well, we've got TBL efficiency versus efficiency outside the league. Here, Adrian Taylor, 24-19. Up to a 9-fight win streak is his top, as he's come down in weight and been extremely effective. And Weber, 2-0 in TBL, 11-1 going back to 2022 in traditional boxing. But perhaps maybe getting ready to make a home here.
Yeah, this is an intriguing one. Looking at the fight list, this looked like one that could be very, very interesting. Weber won his first 2, TBL contests over Juan Higuera, who's an experienced TBL fighter. And it's interesting, we have a fighter who has, won once, here we have a really good fighter with less experience against one that has more experience.
Yeah, and a sense of seasoning for both. Adrian Taylor has come up with some important victories for San Antonio. In its tie with Houston, he came up with the victory in the final fight to avoid the team losing.
Yeah, he's produced 10 points for his team with that included a knockdown of Elijah Akana, and the one fight he lost this season was a split decision to Trixlet Marius.
He's a TBL original. Season 4, bound a home in this division. Now, I talked about that tie for San Antonio. Right now, that's their ticket into the playoffs because of the 3-2-1. and they can't be caught by the teams in the 9 and 10 position. So even though it was a frustrating tie that night, the tie for San Antonio later on loomed as a benefit.
This has been, like a lot of the matches we've had here tonight, a tactical event with not as much volume. While Vernon Weber has kind of moved around and thrown a lot of punches, most of them have been short. Taylor's gotten a few good left hooks into the body. And oh, wow. Uh-oh, big right hand.
And that one was the big right hand, a knockdown. And Adrian Taylor continues to deliver big for San Antonio. That will shake up the pace of this fight and maybe even the entire event as we have our first knockdown, and maybe more for Taylor. A big right hand. Taylor smelling 4. Big right hand. He may very well get it. The referee's close, and there it is. It is a 4-pointer. Adrian Taylor with the experience to know how to finish the job.
And that was right at the bell. We saw that last night. I mean, right before the bell.
Yeah, last night they knocked out at 2:59, which was very important.
The right hand that knocks Weber down, and then with not much time left in this round, here comes Taylor again. There's the knockdown, and then Taylor at the end of the round, still landing right hands. And the key was getting him into that corner, right? That's where referees know, we can get trapped in there. And that's why the fight was stopped. So big moment for San Antonio.
A big 4-bagger. It's a definitive moment in this contest.
You know, did the bell ring before or did he stop it? That's the question now.
Yeah, because otherwise it's 2-0.
Yeah, it was not very definitive in the
by unanimous decision.
Okay, there you go.
And the score of 2-0 in the red corner for the San Antonio Snipers, Adrian Big Montu Taylor.
Well, that is being saved by the bell in a different way. The referee waved it off, but the bell had sounded.
Right, and so only 2 points.
In the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Frank Unachuku. In the red corner for the San Antonio Snipers, Trevoris the Bear B.
Now we've had our knockdown. I'm curious if it affects the pace of the other fights and the enthusiasm on the teams.
Yeah, we've pointed out how tactical it's been. Now, the thing about Veen is he's an aggressive fighter, and you see he's put up 7 points for his team, he is very aggressive. He likes to come forward and go after you, and he's produced 7 points this season, or 10 points this season.
We saw him, big, long left hands, get 2 victories over Kai Brooks, who had scored 2 knockouts recently. He's the first person to defeat Kai Brooks this year. And then he continued to go. Lost 2 to Edward Millar, who's making his debut last time. Before that, Veen had been on a 9-1 run.
Yeah, Unachuku making his debut in the TBL, and really only has 1 pro fight, a KO1 win over Mikhail Jenkins. So he's not a super experienced fighter as Veen is.
And we're in the division in which 1 punch often changes everything. So, and they're both loading up with power intentions here. Uppercut by Veen and right back at him.
He took a right hand when he threw that uppercut. He threw it from a little bit far out, Veen did. And Unachuku was able to sneak that uppercut in. You know, Veen's coming in off 2 losses to Edward Millard one of them was a split loss. So that even though he's had a good season, that kind of marred it a little bit. And he'd like to get back on the winning side.
Yeah, against the fighters starting out after those wins against Brooks, that was a surprise. And he gets nailed with the big left hand. He's open for it and did not fire first. Unachuku getting bold.
Unachuku has landed some good power punches in this round, even though Veen has probably been a little more aggressive in terms of volume. But Unachuku has landed some big power punches.
And they're not even pretending they want to use the jab in this fight.
Walking right in.
Good work on the inside by Veen and a good right hook by Veen.
Yeah, he's a good body puncher too, and he demonstrated that.
And here comes Veen trying to make a closing argument as a separator against a game opponent.
And the one difference in that round, and it often is for Veen, is his hand speed. He's a very quick puncher for a heavyweight, and a combination puncher, which all heavyweights are not. Now, Veen coming forward, landing a good right hook there. And Unachuku got some power punches in, but a lot more work done by Veen.
The winner of this round by unanimous decision, and the score of 1-0, out of the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Frank Unachuku.
Well, Frank Unachuku comes up with a big win for Dallas. And around the end break, we're going to talk about Azaria Cottrell and tell you a little bit more about this woman. And before we do that, however, Dave Bontempo is going to tell you what's coming up on the Team Boxing League.
Termina el combate, pero el nombre queda, nadie lo borra, late en cada historia, en cada campeón. Juan Sabelo Todo Deportes, vive en el ring, vive en la canción. Yeah. Boxeo. Juan Sabelo Todo Deportes. Yeah. Luces bajas, el ring encendido. Se siente el peso de lo vivido. Esta noche pelea, la arena va a temblar. Dos esquinas listas, nadie se va a rajar. Guantes al aire, se siente la tensión. Es guerra en el ring, pura determinación. Desde la campana suena el primer round. Golpes como trueno retumbando en el ground. Sangre, sudor, respeto en cada acción. Orgullo en juego, corazón de campeón. Respira hondo, siente el tambor. Late más fuerte dentro del corazón. No hay vuelta atrás, no hay condición. Aquí se prueba quién tiene valor. Esto no es un juego, esto es boxeo real. Donde el alma grita y no existe lo normal. Golpe tras golpe rompiendo el dolor. Cayendo y subiendo con fuego interior. Esto no es un juego, esto es lucha sin fin. Donde el miedo muere cuando entras al ring. Sudor en la frente, mirada feroz. Solo uno se queda escuchando la voz pero cada golpe dentro del corazón. Round tras round la historia se escribe. Cada golpe.
There is nothing, absolutely nothing that you cannot accomplish. This goes to Halo.
My little daughter. That's your sister? Halo Heart. Halo Heart. I gave her the name Halo. You got the name from your daddy. The things I've done in my life, I never thought I'd make it to see this. So it's special.
Just please don't start crying because I couldn't.
Because I was about to. All right. Like I was there with that little baby till she opened her eyes. That's a different experience. Man, we got to get one of these, all right? That's the next one. We go from kindergarten to right here. But this is the most important title a man can have. That's being a father.
And a happy Father's Day to everyone as you take a look at the Riverwalk in San Antonio. Father's Day, a poignant occasion that touches us all. Dave Bontempo and Al Bernstein, and we not only talk about fathers, we got father figure when we're going to talk about Azaria Cottrell and A.C. Bryant.
Yeah, it's a very interesting story, and it's about a young woman who at 19 years of age seems to be older than her years in every way, both in and out of the ring.
And how did this happen? It's really a beautiful story that takes care of chance relationships. It takes care of worlds circling around with each other, coming together, and perhaps destiny. Azaria Cottrell was 7 years old when A.C. Bryant discovered her in Hawaii, where he was stationed with the military. His son, A.C. the Fifth, 10 years old, was in that gym, and that is how A.C. discovered this 7-year-old who had a lot of talent, Azaria Cottrell. And he said, you know, I knew she had something special even back then. So he was stationed in the military at that time, saw her develop, knew that she was going to be special. He was one of the first to say that, but certainly not the last. As you take a look at the family, Tico is in there as well, the coaches. The families got close, and it was something like that until 10 years later. Remember, at this time, no team boxing league. Who knew what Azaria Cottrell was going to do with her life in terms of where she was going to go with the relationships and everything like that? And also, she would drift back around, and he would come back into boxing after the military. So what happened? He maintained the relationships with the family, knew them all, and when Azaria Cottrell got 18 years old, he was able to get her on the team. So what basically happened is it goes full circle. You meet somebody when they're very young, and their life blends into your life, and it becomes a beautiful story with Azaria Cottrell and the San Antonio Snipers in the Team Boxing League. So now, how about our round to watch for the middle rounds?
Yeah, well, we're going to be staying the women's side of things. At 140 pounds, the woman we talked about at the beginning of the show, Brianna Carrera, is going to meet Leanne Calderon. Now, Carrera's a big power puncher, and Calderon is moving up in weight to face her. So that could be a significant part of the story in round 11.
All right, it's pretty tight. Let's get inside to the middle rounds and keep going. Dallas and San Antonio.
Welcome to the middle round. Round 9 is in the featherweight division. In the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, former national champion and Marine veteran Monserrat Carmona. In the red corner for the San Antonio Snipers, Chastity Ms. Gotti Roberts.
All right, to Carmona, 2 losses to Cottrell and Lopez, 5 and 6. Some top names that she's fought there. And Roberts 1-1, beat Naomi Young, and then lost to a 15 and 8 Angelis Mendez. So as she stepped up, there was some difficulty there.
Yeah, a Marine champion, Carmona. She was in the Marines, and she also made the quarterfinals of the U.S. National Championship, so she had a good amateur career. 4-4 this season, so she's lost to those top-tier fighters, but she's put some wins in as well, 4 in a row, in fact.
So Dallas has hung tough here on the road in San Antonio, getting a victory in round 8. And the launch rounds to keep this close.
You know, we mentioned that some of the other women for Dallas, certainly Cottrell, who's not going to fight again, won her round. Julie Rodriguez is favored to win, although she had a tough battle from Mary Gwynn Valenga. But these other women, we mentioned Carrera, and also in this case, it's Carmona could do some good for Dallas.
And when you do have a magical night, if you score a mild upset, it's somebody that you weren't expecting that will come up big. Just even go back one night, Ray Robinson, who's been 0-8, becomes the star of the night with 3 points for the Atlanta team.
His first wins this season in TBL.
That is one beauty of the league. Regardless of your record, you start 0-0 every week, and you always have the potential to do something good for your team.
Good right hand a moment ago from Roberts. It's been mostly Carmona attacking. Roberts been able to sneak in some good counter punching, but Carmona's been very, very busy. Roberts had a pro fight in April. She lost the decision against Ivy Enriquez. So she wants to get back on the winning side.
And you get a close look at what she was willing to pay to get inside and the price that she did have to pay. That Carmona made her do that.
Beautiful double left hook by Carmona. She's been switching back and forth, but as a righty, I think she hits with a little more authority.
Yeah, and she's getting a willing opponent who is gambling to get inside.
Ironically, Roberts has the height and reach advantage, but she's more anxious to get in there. The difference in this match has been the combination punching of Carmona, I think. We'll see if the judges agree on that point.
So Carmona had some good moments with the volume. Roberts with some good moments with the body work.
Well, Carmona on this, there's the good hook, a good counter right by Roberts, and she did it again. There were moments where that right hand was very good, and there it is again. So there's no question Roberts landed some of those. The question is, was the volume of Carmona more?
The winner of this round by split decision, and the score of 1-0, out of the red corner for the San Antonio Snipers, Chastity Ms. Gotti Roberts.
I guess the judges like the right hands.
San Antonio leads 6-4. Round 10 is in the featherweight division. In the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Randall Kennedy. In the red corner for the San Antonio Snipers, Jason Scully Wallace.
All right, a rematch of round 2. A split captured by Canada. That was a big point for Dallas. Evened it up at the time. And now I'm curious to see what we had seen as a tentative fight the first time for about 2 minutes and 25 seconds.
Yes.
How much they open it up.
Yeah, it's a good point, Dave, because in the last 45 seconds or so of that match, they did mix it up more. Now, Kennedy got that decision primarily because he was able to land some big left hooks, some overhand rights, specific showy punches that got there, while Wallace was, I think, throwing a few more combinations, but not everything got there, so the judges didn't give him as much credit for that.
Wallace trying to work to get inside behind that jab. Making all the right moves in the movement, but the punch is just a little bit short.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And, you know, he had a split decision win over Alex Castellano that we mentioned, and now a split decision loss, so can go either way. Randall Kennedy was 6-3 initially in his T-belt career, then ran into some issues, and you saw tonight he got the job done.
Yeah, you keep going. I guess if you get in this format, if you get 50% in the split decisions, you have to feel like that's not too bad. If you open up the possibility of that.
This has been much like the first part of their previous fight, where Canada's trying desperately to get in there. He landed a nice left hook and a right hand. When he does get the punching range, sometimes he can get that done. And there's Wallace trying the uppercut. He has thrown about 10 uppercuts in these 2 rounds, and I don't know if any of them have got there.
No, he's a little far out when he's throwing them.
Yes.
And he walks into a right hand. When Wallace has been moving to his left, he's getting caught with some things.
Yeah, you're supposed to move to the right if you're a lefty for the most part, to stay away from the right hand.
And he was until just a few moments ago.
And there's the hook from Canada, which I always contend is also a good weapon against a lefty. And there's yet another one. So Canada is that punch probably won him the first round, and maybe this onslaught at the end might do it again for him.
He's really been accurate with that left hook, and it hasn't been easy for him. You have to stay in the pocket first and then land with it. So excellent timing by Canada.
We go back and look. There's the overhand right, which early on was effective for him. And again, he's landing the cleaner, bigger punches, and I think that's why he got the split decision last time. Let's see if it happens again.
The winner of this round by unanimous decision, and the score of 1-0. Out of the red corner for the San Antonio Snipers,
There you go.
That was you could see that Canada had done a lot of good things, and a little surprised he didn't get rewarded there.
Multi-time national champion and Olympic trialist, Brianna Carrera.
All right.
In the red corner for the San Antonio Snipers, Leanne La Chingona Calero.
Now with the calls, it puts a little more pressure on Brianna Carrera. 13-10, third year in TBL. 2 losses to Erica Farias in her last, but had some nice wins over Sofia Veretti and 2 wins over Erica Sanchez. Go figure that out. It was up at a higher weight class.
That was up here at 140. Sanchez moved down, and Leon Calderon moving up tonight to face Carrera. So we'll see if that has an impact on her.
Yeah, Carrera also got a win over Samantha Genethan, who then also moved down. So he should be a spoiler in this league.
Calderon being very aggressive here early. The 38-year-old from Kyle, Texas. Who got a late start in boxing at age 34. And she's this is her 3rd season in the TBL.
Had a split with Jordan Edwards earlier on. Listed her record at 7-20, but just a hard knocker. In there gives you a tough battle every time. Many of her fights are close.
And, you know, the strategy, oh, there's the right hand by Carrera. That is, of course, her big power punch. That's what knocked out Latravia Pierce. And for Calderon, she almost has to be on the inside to prevent herself from getting hit with that right hand.
And she loves to come straight forward, but here's a tough part for her because she can eat jab after jab here from Carrera, who can then switch to something else.
Yeah, and there's that right hand getting in again by Carrera. You know, Carrera mentioned she lost twice to Erica Farias, who is a veteran, a former three-time world champion who's fighting very well at age 41 still. And that was a different kind of a fighter than she's facing tonight. And the height and reach advantage for Carrera. I'll tell she's from another weight class than Calderon. And Calderon coming up for this it's evident. And the right hand bounces off the head of Calderon again.
Yeah, Carrera is in a groove here. Double jab, the right hand. Question is, you think she could get more than one?
Well, it'll come via one of those right hands, but great body work, and that right hand did stun Calderon. She's in trouble.
Not a chance here, and you know, you make enough of a point, the referee can stop it and short circuit it for you, and Calderon, pretty aware of that, wants to stave off future damage.
That was a veteran move, but she may have hurt herself in the process. She wasted a lot of time with all that, though, and smiles. Yeah, I know what I did.
I just saved a couple points.
Yes.
And did it in a way that couldn't really penalize her for something that we know she did.
Yeah, exactly. Now here's where she's on the inside. They're trying to work on the inside, and then Carrera. You know, she got some really good right hands in during the course of this, and there's the right hands that started to hurt and rocked Calderon, and good body work as well.
This round by unanimous decision, and the score of 1-0 out of the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Brianna Carrera. San Antonio leads 7-5. Round 12 is in the super welterweight division. In the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, DeMichael Triggerman Harris. In the red corner for the San Antonio Snipers, Corey Snapback Cad.
All right, Harris got a close call victory over Cad. First time out, Cad's first fight with San Antonio. Thought he had done enough. Judges thought otherwise.
Big left hook by Harris. He snuck in a real good one there. And I think in the last part of that round, the left hook, he kind of found that punch a little bit, and it's intriguing. And that's one of the interesting things about team boxing. Sometimes you find a punch and it flows into the next round.
You're glad you have that chance to make it work, because there's always some type of an adjustment that you make. Usually, the fighter who lost feels the pressure to do it, but toward what you're saying, let's say you find something, even if you win, you come out and you want to show it off the next time, see if it can get you someplace good.
Cad trying to land a good counter left hook. His left hook is not his main weapon. The right hand is really the best punch he has. You know, DeMichael Harris, I mean, in pro boxing, he's got 12 wins and 11 are by KO, so he's got some pop. We mentioned his last pro fight, he lost a unanimous decision in 10 to Haven Grady, but he's got some pop, and we'll see if he can show that here tonight. Of course, he came in after being stopped by Isaiah Johnson in his last PPL fight, so things are going much better for him tonight.
Yes, just based on hitting the final bell alone. And this is now becoming a sloppy fight. Referee is becoming more involved.
Yeah, and we saw elements of that in the first round, too.
And it's really important how quickly the referee gets on top of these fighters if this is the style that they go into.
Well, Cad has a habit of being in these kind of fights, and this one has been that, as was the first one. The referee's struggling to get them apart.
And the options are, at what point do you pull them aside? Big right hand getting in by Harris.
Harris is angered that he thinks Cad is hit behind the head before and thought he did it there as well.
They have both done a lot of rough stuff on the inside, but there's some distance, and Cad lands a good right hand.
Yeah, Cad found the home and landed 2 or 3 really good rights. That's the best work he did in the 2 rounds that they were in the ring with each other. We'll see if that was enough for him. Early on, overhand right by Harris, and then Cad, well, here's where Cad was punching behind the head, and Harris wasn't thrilled about it. And at the end of the round, Cad getting a couple of those right hands in, really good right hand shots by Cad. And that's where the referee was having a pretty hard time separating them.
The winner of this round by split decision, and the score of 1-0, out of the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, DeMichael Triggerman Harris.
So a double for Harris.
San Antonio leads 7.
And Dallas is hanging around on a night where San Antonio's done some great work. The Dallas Enforcers are sticking right there. We're halfway through. We'll be back with more after this. All right, we're getting ready for the second half of the fight. Looks like there's been a scoring change in the last fight. We'll talk more about that. Here's Patrick Creighton.
Round 13 is in the middleweight division. In the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Ray Alif Ali Talib Jr. In the red corner for the San Antonio Snipers, Tracy to die for Magruder.
All right, so to get you up to speed, DeMichael Harris had a double for the amount of time of one commercial break. And that's when we found out that Corey Cad did indeed get that last triumph, so it's 8-5. And Sophia has a special guest.
Hey guys, I'm here with Brianna. Now, we saw her in the 11th round. Now, it is still anyone's night. What does the team have to do to keep that momentum?
Just to put pressure, man. I feel like they're giving away some of the close rounds to San Antonio, the home team. But I feel like we can pick it up, putting pressure on them. So.
Now, it's still a close score. You're only 22 years old. You were dealing great with the pressure coming from your opponent. How do you manage to stay so calm in a fight like tonight?
I think for me, it's like just kind of staying calm. And I knew she was going to tire her out the way she started. She started off so strong. But she's tough though, you know. But I think the power was just too much for her at the end.
Thanks, Brianna. Back to you guys.
Okay, 1 minute into 13th round, Talib and Magruder. Key point in the fight now with San Antonio up to its biggest lead of 3 points.
Yeah, and this is a rematch of their encounters twice in June 6, where they split 2 fights. Magruder won a split decision and lost one, so they were very even as we come in here.
And Magruder had a kind of a high-level performance against Justin Figueroa, the 14-0 fighter outside of TBL, who made his debut, and they had a split, and Figueroa did the worm. In the ring, his signature move after he wins. Talib 10-1 outside of TBL. He's in 6-round company, and he's 18-12 inside TBL.
And Magruder's having a good season this year, 6-4. So it's been you know, he's been one of the reasons San Antonio's done well this year. And overall, Magruder has a 2-1 edge over Talib because they met earlier in their TBL careers. So they're closely matched, and this has been a close fight.
Hard for them to come up with surprises on each other, so it's just a matter of execution. Good body work here by Magruder.
Every time the left hand comes out from Talib, it's a counter right by Magruder. Both of those punches are having a hard time landing for each man, though.
Maybe partially a product. They know each other so well. They knew what to take away and could not come up with something else. A big call, nonetheless.
The winner of this round by unanimous decision, and the score of 1-0, out of the red corner for the San Antonio Snipers, Tracy to die for Magruder.
So San Antonio putting some daylight
9-5. Round 14 is
ahead
in
of
the
Dallas.
super middleweight division. In the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Tion Taylor. In the red corner for the San Antonio Snipers, Obed Radar Bartiel.
That's a Bartiel 3-0 in TBL. 24-year-old.
He's coming in off a double, beating Raul Solomon twice on May 12th when he was last in action.
Get a look at Bartiel, that nice win streak, his total net points, doing well in his first season in TBL, behind that nice amateur record that he brought in.
Yeah, he's had over 300 amateur fights, which is pretty extraordinary. 2025 National Golden Gloves champ, among other things. And he's going to work here on Taylor.
Good uppercut from Bartiel. Cutting off the ring here. Looking to see how he can best parlay it, because he cut off the ring and then he waited a little bit.
The Bartiel jab sets up his right hand so well. And you see how well he goes to the body. I mean, he is a well-schooled boxer, but on every level.
Yeah, and he's a welcome addition back to this team. Good uppercut for him. Good left hook by him as well.
He's one of those fighters for this team that you can imagine having an impact if when they get into the playoffs and they start trying to make their run toward a championship.
You're right. Here's a guy you see 3-0. You don't know how much experience he has, but fight tonight. Maybe he'll fight in Philly for their final one. So a little bit more experience and comfort level for him.
And look at what he's doing here tonight. And, you know, he hasn't lost yet in TBL, and he's looking for points.
Looking on the verge of a bonus. So many ways to 4. That's at least 2 of them. And it looks like very good possibility for 4 as Taylor trying to hang in there for the last 40 seconds. He has a lot of time to kill, and there is a punitive stalker.
And Taylor holding, of course, which we would expect him to do. Now it's a question of the clock.
Montiel, the left hand. Now another shot. He hurt Taylor again, and there's your 4. There it is. So, talked about the different ways to get the points. You can go knockdown, knockdown, knockdown and get the 4, or you can go knockdown, referee intervention and get the 4. And that's what he did.
Well, Bartiel, just great hand speed, and this is where he hurt Taylor and put his punches together beautifully.
Look
Send
at
him down.
Tight these shots are.
Yeah, I mean, Bartiel is just a very well-schooled fighter, not wasting any punches. And then here's where the end of the fight would happen with just seconds remaining, and he got Taylor down, and the referee would stop the action.
Our referee brings a stop to this round at 2 minutes, 40 seconds for the winner via TKO and a 4-0 score. Out of the red corner for the San Antonio Snipers, Obed Radar Bartiel.
He did all that in the last minute of the fight. The 2 knockdowns and the
round 15
explosion.
is in the heavyweight division. In the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Frank Unachukwu. In the red corner for the San Antonio Snipers, Trevoris the Bear Veen.
Unachukwu and Veen, a rematch. We saw Unachukwu sneak out with a victory in round 8, which kept Dallas right there at that time. And since then, the San Antonio train has left the station, at least for now.
Yeah, Unachukwu getting very close call against Veen, and landed some big power punches. Veen was busier, but now they really could use a repeat of that, the Dallas Enforcers, in a big way, to try and sneak in some way to start sneaking back into this match.
And when you're down 8, you need big power people. There are 10 fights left. That was fantastic by Bartiel for San Antonio.
Great performance, and you know, stays undefeated in the TBL, and as I said, stamps himself as somebody that may be a breakout performer for them the rest of the season. Veen has been pushing forward, but not as active as he was in the first round. Nice right hook, and he wants to get in there where he can do more of that body work, which he did very well in the last round that they fought. And Veen doesn't, you know, team or not, he doesn't like the fact that he lost the decision to Unachukwu.
Right. Some anger here. You want to come out with at least a split. You want to be considered for all stars. You want to be considered for all types of things.
And he's had a very good season, Veen.
And we mentioned the 2 wins over Kai Brooks.
And he came in after 2 losses to Millard the last time out, so it's a 3-round losing streak right now for Veen. He wants to end that. But Unachukwu wants to try and keep Dallas in the hunt.
I think, you know, with boxing, just like it might be for other sports, you want to bring a slump, go back to the fundamentals and bring them in there. Start there.
Yeah, good point. Unachukwu's been switching to lefty here a lot more in the second round. Neither man has done much offensively in this round. It's been more muted than in their first round, really.
I get one, you get one.
Yeah, and the combination punching that Veen is kind of known for has not shown up here as it did in the first round. And there's Unachukwu instead being the combination puncher.
Yeah, he gets in his shots first here, loads up with a couple, does move straight back and slips. And he'll be helped up. That's sportsmanship.
There you go. That was an interesting round. Veen was kind of inactive offensively, and I don't know, but that last flurry by Unachukwu might have changed things.
The winner of this round by unanimous decision, and the score of 1-0, out of the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Frank Unachukwu.
A double.
San Antonio leads 13-6.
For Unachukwu against one of the better fighters in the league.
Is in the heavyweight division. In the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Stephen Garula. In the red corner for the San Antonio Snipers, Nagi Dominican Dynamite Aguilera.
Now the big guys are here. Nagi Aguilera, we've seen him in some good competitions. 23-11, third year. Had a split with Carlos Fermetta the last time. Has had streaks of 4 wins and 4 losses throughout.
Yeah, 39-year-old veteran who has seen it all in boxing outside of TBL and in TBL. Has had his share of power wins, had a KO win over DeAndre Savage on May 15th that really helped the Snipers. He was almost KO'd by Jonathan Rice earlier in the season, and Rice just didn't follow up. Remember that?
Yes.
And Nagi Aguilera kind of got through on that one.
And that was part of the learning curve for Jonathan Rice, who's been an effective fighter. Meanwhile, Garola is part of something interesting called pro dirty boxing, where you close range, grappling, clinching, and holding. Everything that would be a point against you in any other form of combat is considered effective offense in that platform.
Yeah, and he's 1-0. He's also 1-0 as a Muay Thai fighter. So he brings a different skill set in here. Let's see what's going on here.
But did you see some of that dirty fighting?
Oh,
just a mouthpiece.
Yeah, it looked like the referee might be thinking he brought some of that in here. Nice right hand by Aguilera. Garola's been pretty aggressive here. He lost a split decision in his only TBL fight previous to this. This is his season 4 debut. That was in a previous season, last season.
And this is a good battle here. They're loading up with good right hands. Good right hand by Aguilera. Good left hook by Garola. Even a good headbutt, which didn't providing damage, thankfully.
You could easily see somebody landing something, making a difference in the last minute of this round. It just feels that way.
Yeah, it does with the way they're opening up, taking big shots. No defense, no jabs.
Yeah, Garola landed a couple of nice right hands against Aguilera.
The looping lead right hand That's an all-or-nothing right hand by Garola.
Yeah, Garola is not a stylist and ring technician in there, that's for sure. But he's got power and he comes forward. And I think we have another mouthpiece issue. All right, that's not really the way it's supposed to work in boxing. Usually the referee takes it off.
You're giving him some rookie rope and some latitude there. Good left hook to the body by Garola. He's bringing a spirit, bringing a good fight here. And there's that uppercut by Aguilera. He got Garola to walk right into it.
You know, this was a fight in which Aguilera, who is a more skilled fighter in general, was not able to bring that into play. Point for the mouthpiece.
Well, there was an unofficial by the referee that they think that you either shouldn't be doing it this much, or if they feel you did it deliberately, they have the ability to take a point. And it's rare to see a mouthpiece point deduction, but we have it here.
Oh, there it goes again. I honestly think this is a situation where that mouthpiece is not fitted right for Garola.
It's almost, you almost get the idea the referee could be pointing that toward the corners. They do a better job setting this guy up next time.
I'm not sure that he was doing it deliberately, or I just think sometimes they have mouthpieces that, you know, are not fitted right and are not good enough for the fighter, suited for him.
The winner of this round by unanimous decision, and the score of 1-0, out of the red corner for the San Antonio Snipers, Noggy Dominican Dynamite Aguilera.
We'll see how that point comes in or doesn't come in. It's 14-6, so San Antonio on cruise control. It was a tight battle before the middle rounds, but San Antonio dominates the middle. We'll be back with the money rounds next.
Es un juego, esto es lucha sin fin, donde el miedo muere cuando entras al ring. Sudor en la frente, mirada feroz, solo uno se queda escuchando la voz de la gloria eterna, llamando tu nombre, dejando tu historia grabada en los hombres. JuanSabeloTodo Deportes presente en la acción, sintiendo cada golpe dentro del corazón. Round tras round la historia se escribe, cada golpe dado es prueba de lo que vive. Caer y levantarse, esa es la misión. El ring decide quién tiene el corazón. Mirada fija, nadie quiere caer. El público grita, se siente el poder. No hay distracciones, solo conexión entre mente, cuerpo y determinación. Siente el silencio antes del final. Un último golpe puede decidir más. No hay rendición, no hay marcha atrás. Solo el más fuerte se va a quedar. Esto no es un juego, esto es boxeo real, donde el alma grita y no existe lo normal. Golpe tras golpe rompiendo el dolor, cayendo y subiendo con fuego interior. Esto no es un juego, esto es lucha sin fin, donde el miedo muere cuando entras al ring. Sudor en la frente, mirada feroz, solo uno se queda escuchando la voz de la gloria eterna, llamando tu nombre, dejando tu historia grabada en los ojos. piensa solamente en lo que tú quieres. Dolor en el cuerpo.
Big shots, and she got yet another win, continuing her streak.
And then it was Adrian Taylor, who has been a solid force for San Antonio, with the big right hand there and the knockdown. The first one of the night. We got our first two-pointer. Terrific two-point shot that he was able to land, and that was all it was, but he kept pouring on. This was going to be a knockout, but the 4 points happened after the bell slightly, so he settles for a 2-point win.
And in what was still a pretty close matchup, in round 11, Brianna Carrera kind of favored against Leanna Calderon, who was coming up in weight to face this power puncher. Carrera delivered by landing big power punches and hurting Calderon, almost getting her down, but ended up winning a decision.
So it's still a fight, and then we were talking about the San Antonio train, maybe leaving the station. All aboard. Ortiel with the knockdown and then the stoppage in the final minute of this one. And you see how special his talent is. Look at that leverage and his balance, pouring through these body shots, and he electrifies his corral. It was a tough one for the Dallas bench to watch, and San Antonio is now well on its way toward victory number 4. So we've had the launch, we've had the middle, and now we have the money round to watch.
Yeah, well, we talked about this one because it's a rematch between Talib and Magruder, and they're going to meet for the 4th time in a match that may or may not have an impact on the final outcome.
All right, so let's go back inside now and pick up the money rounds. Here is Patrick Creighton.
Welcome to the money round. Round 17 is in the bantamweight division. In the blue corner, for the Dallas Enforcers, Mary Gwen M.G. Belinga. In the red corner, for the San Antonio Snipers, former Team USA boxing member and 2025 TVL Women's Rookie of the Year, Jury the Empress Rodriguez.
Rematch of round 1, which was pretty close. Went to Rodriguez, but Belinga handled herself well in that, able to land some pretty good body shots against the star-studded Jury Rodriguez, who became more aggressive down the stretch of that one and ran her winning streak to 5. She had been a major find for San Antonio, now up to 18-1.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight win for Rodriguez over Belinga, and this time she's coming out a little bit more aggressive. In the first 2 wins that she had the last time she fought Belinga, she was very aggressive and dealt out a lot of punishment, but the first one was pretty close.
When you face a fighter often, maybe one of those matches might settle into a different type of a pace and be more tactical, as that first one was. And they are more demonstrative here as Jury Rodriguez is closer to Belinga.
Belinga's done a better job in these matches tonight of counter-punching a little bit, using enough lateral movement to give angles to Jury Rodriguez, and then have that right hand poised to sneak it in a little bit and make her think about attacking at least.
And we're seeing more on the inside from Rodriguez in this fight.
Yes. You can feel like she has more urgency to attack than she did in the first matchup.
And maybe there's been a consultation with the coach in the middle, like, okay, hey, come back out next time. This is what I saw. Put it to use.
And it's really intriguing. 2 women who of vastly different ages, of 20-year age difference more, and they were both really excellent amateurs at different times.
Valenga just missed with that right hand, and then Rodriguez tapped her. Head movement here by Rodriguez to get herself closer.
Just some swelling under the eye of Valenga. Maybe some right hands from Rodriguez got in there and created that.
And she's had some sharp punches on the inside, showing a new look here with this dip. So the adjustment, more so by Rodriguez. Valenga stayed firm with her counter punching, and both women did a good job here.
And Valenga, who is been a key fixture in the state of Utah in the amateur boxing, there she takes a straight left hand from Rodriguez, and Rodriguez did attack better in this fight. Valenga kind of almost mentoring to tell Rodriguez, hey, good job.
The winner of this round by unanimous decision, and the score of 1-0 out of the red corner for the San Antonio Snipers, Jury the Empress Rodriguez. San Antonio leads 15-6. Round 18 is in the lightweight division. In the blue corner, for the Dallas Enforcers, Malik Muller. In the red corner, for the San Antonio Snipers, Sebastian El Acero Vasquez.
Vasquez captured a decision in their first matchup. Let's see what adjustments we have in the rematch.
Yeah, that was a little bit of an upset because Lark had beaten Vasquez twice in their previous encounter. And Vasquez came out very aggressive in this fight. This round is coming out just the opposite, moving and showing lateral movement to Lark.
It's kind of the cat and mouse strategic game you think about. You have some time. Part of you says, I'm going to do the same thing until they take it away. And part of you says, maybe I'll throw a new look in there because it's expecting this.
Yeah, it's intriguing, and he has attacked Vasquez, but after he showed the lateral movement to Lark. That loss was a little bit of a momentum breaker for Lark, who, as we said, has had a very solid season this season, and was hoping to come in here and get an early win for Dallas and maybe create some momentum for them. And it didn't quite happen because Vasquez really performed well.
Yeah, he came in here at 24-8, did Lark, a 9-fight win streak last year. And yeah, you've beaten the guy twice already, so a little frustration for him. Looping that right hand from a great distance. Good right hand by Lark. Doing a little better work on the inside here with the big shots starting it out. Now Lark thinks he's got some opportunities. And the back turning. Look at Malik Lark. Vasquez turned his head. He's lucky he did not get hit there. All of a sudden, it's Lark to Shark. And the knockdown happens. This fight changed for the last 25 seconds. This is more of what Lark thought he might get tonight. And now he has an opportunity to come up with 4.
He's landing some big shots to a good left hook and a right hand. And Vasquez is attacking, but he might be thinking more about trying to play the clock.
Yeah,
and stay upright for his team.
So some magic here for the Dallas Enforcers, as Malik Lark is a shark.
Well, 2 badly needed points for the Dallas Enforcers. The left hook sends Vasquez down. He was off balance, but I think he was stunned by that punch as well.
The winner of this round by unanimous decision, and the score of 2-0 out of the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Malik Lark.
Malik Lark.
San Antonio leads 15-8.
Turns his night around, helps his team a little bit.
Is in the middleweight division. In the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Ray Alif Ali Talib Jr. In the red corner for the San Antonio Snipers, Tracy to die for Magruder.
Let's see how these guys do in their rematch.
Tracy Magruder winning the first one, and in a very close tactical match. He's won 3 out of 4 now against Ray Talib overall in their career in the TBL. And 7-4 now from Magruder this season, so and there's an indication of how he's produced points for this team.
And got himself up into the honor roll list there. Good list. Ellis, Pereira, Estella. It's a solid division now. Get the southpaw style over here. The Dallas fighter.
Yeah, Ray Talib is a very tactical fighter, and sometimes it serves him well, and other times it just doesn't. And he's not able to do enough offensively. Very good straight left hand by Talib, though.
And there's a little right hook that gets in there.
And we're right at the point in this match where a win here for Dallas is, you know, really, oh my, well, that didn't go well.
No, it really would have been utterly significant. And just at that moment, Magruder escorts Talib to the canvas. At least 2 points for Dallas, and of course he's thinking more and has that chance. He has Talib hurt. That's another knockdown. That's at least 3 points here. And Talib has a lot of time to kill. Tracy Magruder will even have to do it. He will. Talib all of a sudden walking into problems. So that's 3 points. This is a classic way of moving towards 4 points when we take a look at we've shown you the graphics of the scoring.
Talib getting aggressive to try and keep Magruder at bay. We'll see if that tactic works for him.
Eats an uppercut.
And Talib is not really a power puncher, but he lands a nice right hand there. But he wants to just keep himself in this fight.
So already 3 points for San Antonio. This could stretch it out to at least a double-digit margin.
Magruder is looking for his second stoppage in TBL, but it doesn't look like he's going to get it. But he did put points on the board, that's for sure. 3 of them, and we'll see how right here. Good, beautiful straight right hand that caught Talib as he was jumping in with a punch. He's coming in with that straight left, and Magruder was able to hit him with an excellent shot. And then he continued the onslaught, put Talib down for the second time.
The winner of this round by unanimous decision, and the score of 3-0. Out of the red corner for the San Antonio Snipers, Tracy to die for Magruder.
Wait till the next time you see his name on the leaderboard as he shoots up with 3 here.
Round 20 is in the heavyweight division. In the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Steven Carolla. In the red corner for the San Antonio Snipers, Nagi Dominican Dynamite Aguilera.
Right, so a lot of matter of individual pride here for these fighters. Always auditioning for their coaches and to maintain a spot in the lineup.
And a big question you have to ask, did they change the mouthpiece for Garola, which came out numerous times in the last time they boxed?
Yeah, it was 3 points, and they announced that a point had been taken away, but then it did not get reflected on the scoreboard.
Garola's being very aggressive, and he was in their previous match. And actually showing some nice form there. You know, we point out he's not really a technician. He's from the dirty boxing world. You mentioned it's a form of boxing where you can do a number of different things. And he's in Muay Thai, but, you know, traditional boxing, he doesn't have a lot of experience in, but he saw good form there from him for a moment.
Now, he was really giving Aguilera a scrap in their first fight, and the mouthpiece scenario distracted that. But he's come to fight.
Carolla getting on the inside and roughing Aguilera up, which he did some in that first match, even though Aguilera ended up with the victory. And Nagi Aguilera's had a hard time getting his offense on track, to be honest, in these 2 matches.
Carolla fighting with the expectation of victory. A lot of aggression. Pretty sharp with his punches.
And he has kept the mouthpiece in for the whole round. So that's a victory.
That rarely happens. It comes out 3 times in 1 round, and you know that's either tremendous fatigue or it doesn't fit. And he's even monkeying with the fiddling with it now.
Well, I spoke too soon.
Well, it's only 1 with 35 seconds to go. Maybe he should get the special over 2 fights. It's at 4. But aside from that, he's fought pretty well.
Yeah, he really has. Aguilera getting really aggressive here in the last part of the round, but that was not evident early in the round. We'll see if it makes a difference now.
There's that dirty boxing stuff on the inside.
Yeah, but he's using the actual glove, so he's not hitting him with the elbow.
And he's doing it away from the referee's eye, so no vision, no foul.
Well, Steve Carolla thinks he has the win, and he might. He just very well might. That would be his first win in TBL. He's 0-2 in the Team Boxing League. And an aggressive performance by him as he worked on the inside a lot. Good uppercut by Carolla.
He really had some definitive shots in both of these fights.
He's excited. He feels he won.
The winner of this round by unanimous decision, and the score of 1-0 out of the red corner for the San Antonio Snipers.
And Aguilera gets the last laugh.
They don't like Steven Carolla around here.
All right, so we had some explosiveness. First, Malik Lark in that round giving Dallas, and then it was Magruder giving 3 points to San Antonio. The Snipers are rolling. We'll be back in a moment with more. San Antonio's big night. Let's go back inside with Patrick Creighton.
Round 21 is in the featherweight division. In the blue corner, for the Dallas Enforcers, the OG, Michaela Rampage. In the red corner, for the San Antonio Snipers, 12-time national champion, Azaria, the Natural Control.
All right, so this is why the fighters have to stay ready. This is a swing fight that they were going to use. Initially, it was deemed that they would just fight once, but with all the knockouts, they're back up there again for the rematch, and it was a very good outing the first time, and good adjustments in the final minute by Cottrell. If you take a look at her stellar numbers.
Yeah, moving to 11-1 in this league, and that, you know, that's really extraordinary. Only lost to Lizette Lopez, who of course is a top performer, and she has a win over Lopez on that night where she lost to her. So this division is going to provide for so many good moments the rest of the season and into the playoffs.
And maybe the thing that will be surprising regarding Cottrell is her power, because she's got the range, the height, and the reach, and she's got the chance to be a standard boxer. And yet we've seen the power in her left hooks in some of her fights, the snapping with the right hand. So,
yeah, there she demonstrates it for you. And she scored a knockdown over Florencio Brutos, who is a very good fighter and a very tough cookie. And she got a knockdown against her.
This is a good element of schooling for Cottrell to face the taller opponent. And we saw her take a while to find the solution in that first fight and then come out and try new things here.
Yeah, and she has landed. She's found, you know, the left hook has been effective for her, kind of the overhand right as well. And she hasn't rushed it. She's looked for the right opportunities. She's a 19-year-old who doesn't fight like a 19-year-old.
No, and
well schooled.
As AC Bryant told me regarding seeing her at age 7, there were some intangibles he picked up at an early age. I don't know what a 7-year-old can show you, but he picked it up.
Yeah, exactly. Nice right hand by Rampage. She's been trying to get that punch in. That was a pretty good one that landed, but didn't really have a huge impact on Cottrell.
And there's that Cottrell hand speed set up by the foot movement of getting some positioning. And while we're going down the home stretch here, this will, for AC Bryant, he will double the win output over his team last year, which had 2 wins, and now will go up to 4 plus a draw. And in an 8-win season, a 2-win, or at least a 2-win improvement is significant.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now you're taking a look at one of the young stars in the league who you will most likely be seeing in the postseason. Got one more effort. San Antonio will face Philadelphia, and then it will be the postseason. And here it is for her.
Yeah, she was able to absorb that right hand from Rampage, and not even, she acted like she didn't even feel it, which is pretty extraordinary, and she's going to probably get her 12th win of the season.
The winner of this round by unanimous decision, and the score of 1-0, out of the red corner for the San Antonio Snipers, Azaria, the Natural Cottrell. San Antonio leads 20-8. Round 22 is in the featherweight division. In the blue corner, for the Dallas Enforcers, former national champion and Marine veteran, Monserrat Carmona. In the red corner, for the San Antonio Snipers, Chastity Ms. Gotti Roberts.
With this victory here, San Antonio will keep its spot. It wants to be in the top 4. 4 or 5 seeding would be a good place, so you can face a team close to your own ability, and you don't have to go and face Philadelphia in the first round. So there's a lot, even though Dallas needed this win and will not get it, for San Antonio playoff positioning with this league, very important.
Yeah, absolutely. In their first match, Carmona did good work, but some of the nice showy right hands of Roberts ultimately ended up getting her the decision. To see whether that plays out again this time. Carmona had a 4-fight win streak that got stopped with that decision loss to Roberts, and for Roberts it was her second win of the season.
Well, getting a chance to land the shots the judges saw and rewarded. Now, we haven't seen it create an adjustment in Carmona. She's still coming forward and trying to do what she did not get rewarded for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't have much of a choice because she's facing a big, taller fighter, and she has to come in and be aggressive and try to throw combinations, which is what she does.
All right, let's go over to Sophia with a special guest.
That's right. I am here with Jury Rodriguez now. Jury, before the night even started, you were 4-0. After rounds 1 and 7, you are now 6-0. You've been on Team USA. We are in a team setting. How important is it to have your teammates yelling and cheering you on, because the scores were just going up and down? So how important is it to have your team right there and showing you support?
Well, first, I just want to say thank you to TBL, Team Boxing League, for bringing me here for the opportunity. But the atmosphere of the team is just amazing. To be able to have your teammates cheering for you, and you just hear everybody's voices. It's just a fun experience.
And I was chatting with your dad earlier on today, being Father's Day, and him having seen you from your journey from the beginning to where you are now. How special is it to be celebrating a great night of boxing on Father's Day?
It's everything. I'm so thankful to even just be here with my dad. Every day is a blessing. I'm glad I'm able to have my dad here with me, in the ringside with me. I'm just super blessed, and I'm happy to have this day with him on Father's Day. I mean, he loves boxing. I love it,
Thank you, Jury. Back to you guys.
Okay, final seconds, Carmona and Roberts.
Well, this round is going much like the first one. Roberts landing nice right hands, and Carmona landing some combinations. So we'll see if it plays out exactly the same way in the judges' scorecards.
And what's interesting is you lose a decision when you think you've done well, and we've seen fighters come out, sometimes adjust their style, thinking they have to show the judges something else. But Carmona just doubled down on what that had been for her.
Yeah, she tried it. There she is, throwing combinations, some getting through, and then Roberts, landing those. There's a short right hand that she got in, and she was landing some good counter punches, and she thinks she won this fight, Chastity Roberts, that's for sure.
Well, she started the celebration early.
The winner of this round by split decision, and the score of 1-0, out of the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Montserrat Carmona.
Well, I think that's a good call. They rewarded her for that body work.
San Antonio leads 20-9. Round 23 is in the welterweight division. In the blue corner for the Dallas Enforcers, Deontay Nixon 5 Brown. In the red corner for the San Antonio Snipers, he is the current NABA champion, Charles BBA Garner.
All right, Deontay Brown with a win over Charles Garner and a good scrap earlier on, way back earlier in the night.
Yeah, and that's the first time Brown has beaten Garner. Garner was 2-0 in their TBL career, and so Deontay Brown was able to break through against him. And at that time, it looked like it was a good strategic win for Dallas, but that was not to continue.
Well, that was Dallas' second point of the night, kept them within 3-2. Dallas was right there at the end of the launch rounds. And then the San Antonio depth and talent in this matchup took over.
Yeah, the win by Frank Nchukwu, you know, at the end of that, the launch rounds looked like it was going to give Dallas a little momentum, maybe.
Yeah, because that was you know, one of those fights where it was considered a bonus, you know, going in if we get that one, and they did get it. We see teams have so many ups and downs over the course of the season. Now, we saw San Antonio blown out by New York, and you're thinking, what's going on with the Snipers? Now they turn it around here, and a definitive team triumph. Yeah,
that match against the Attitude was like getting hit with cold water for San Antonio, but they've shown grit and resiliency to come back with a very good performance here tonight.
Yeah, sure, you come with an eyelash of going 3-0 when you thought you had Vegas beaten, and then New York comes in here and does that. So very significant for the confidence of this team to not only win, but to win it like this.
Yeah, and remember they had the draw with Houston and then that loss to New York. So this does turn their fortunes around, and for Dallas, obviously puts them further behind the 8 ball, but they have some opportunities still remaining for playoff hopes.
Yeah, they were the one team that still had 3 bites of the apple left, and now down to 2.
Garner's had a good round here, I think, better than the first round he had that Brown ended up getting the close decision, a split decision, in fact. But we'll see. Charles Garner's always very demonstrative in the ring, and he's showing us that again.
Yeah, he was more accurate than in the first fight.
Yes, definitely. And he feels it. He thinks he's back on the winning track. He's had a good season. He was 5-2, now 5-3, but could be 6-3.
Told you earlier, A.C. Bryant doubling the win total from last year, and a coach very involved with his team, close to them, and definitely a cheerleader all throughout the contests.
The winner of this round by split decision, and the score of 1-0 out of the red corner for the San Antonio Snipers, Charles B.B.A. Garner.
It's a happy Father's Day at the end, so emotional triumph for him.
Is a no contest. The round is forfeited by San Antonio. Dallas is awarded the round 4-0. Your final score this evening, San Antonio 21, Dallas 13. We'll be back with your stars of the night next.
All right, so San Antonio stamps the victory and makes it even better for its playoff positioning, 21-13. We'll be back for the honor rolls after this. Team Boxing League is brought to you by Balance of Nature. In boxing, consistency beats intensity. Balance of Nature supplements help you stay consistent with ingredients of whole foods you can easily slot into your daily routine. Go to balanceofnature.com, use code TEAM, and start today. And you're wondering, what is the Balance of Nature star of the fight? Well, it's probably the most explosive punch we saw tonight.
Yeah, Obed Bartiel in round 14 came back to the San Antonio Snipers tonight, and boy, he put a licking on Tion Taylor. Great power punching, great hand speed. He improves his record to 4-0 this season and just dominates with a 4-point victory. Tremendous effort by him.
And so the San Antonio team may be saying, look out for us. Let's go inside and get the honor roll.
Fight fans, our final this evening, the San Antonio Snipers 21, the Dallas Enforcers 13. It's time for our 3 stars of the evening. Our 3rd star from the Dallas Enforcers, Brianna Carrera. Our 2nd star from the San Antonio Snipers, Tracy to die for Magruder. And our Balance of Nature 1st star of the evening from the San Antonio Snipers, Obed Radar Bartiel. Fans, our round of the night is round 2 between Randall Kennedy and Jason Scully Wallace.
Coach AC, we got to talk before the night started. You had excitement for the team. You guys came out on top. How good would it feel here at home?
Listen, it feels really, really good to do what we're destined to do. Hey, just for anybody to know, if you was counting us out, you must not know how to count. San Antonio Snipers 2026 Mega Brawl winners.
Thanks, Coach. All right, Tracy. Now, you faced your opponent not only in round 13, but 19. When you faced him in 13, did you think, hey, maybe I can get that knockout in the 19th round? Or was it something that you found the opportunity and took advantage of it?
It was the first option. Nah, I knew I was going to get him the 2nd round. It was like a little strategy to acquire more points. So, you know, we got maximum points out that bout.
Congrats on the win. All right, Obed. 4 points. Biggest scorer on your team. How good does it feel being able to show out in your hometown?
It's amazing. First, I just want to thank God for allowing me to be back here today. I had to take a leave of absence to handle some personal life stuff, but to come home and shut it down from my city, that's just the best way to do it.
You mentioned dealing with personal stuff. How important is it to have a team that backs you up and is there for you inside the ring and outside the ring?
It's everything to me. Every one of these guys called me every day I was gone. I got my family in the crowd. Everyone's here for me.
Congrats on the win tonight. Back to you guys.
All right, so what a win for San Antonio, and here's how they punctuated it. Rounds 18 and rounds 19 on a big night for the Snipers.
Yeah, Malik Clark, who had lost the first time against Vasquez, the 2nd time showed his power, knocked him down, got a 2-point win.
So a brief moment of joy for Dallas, and then that is taken away by Magruder with the big shot here, and he would load up a few points for Dallas. For San Antonio getting 3 points there on way to the big night. The Snipers get win number 4. Take a look at the standings now. San Antonio in that 4th spot. Got that red asterisk, guaranteed 4-2-1, and you see who's on the bubble. You saw Atlanta come back, and you see Dallas with work to do, Nashville and Boston, making sure they don't look too far over their shoulders. Well, you know, we've seen a lot of different performances through the years, and this was a very good one all the way through for San Antonio.
It really was, and you made a very key point earlier that by them going a long way towards securing maybe the 4th spot, where you're playing number 5 instead of playing one of those top teams like Philadelphia or Miami or Las Vegas, performing against them at the beginning. You've gone a long way toward helping yourself, and this win does that.
Yeah, there's a lot of emotion involved in these contests when you have a big night. And I'm thinking now for San Antonio, hey, look what Bartiel did. You know, you're saying, look at us, look at Cottrell, look at Jury Rodriguez. We're getting all of our people together. And you could see the A.C. Bryant oozing with confidence about what this team might be able to do.
Absolutely, and people like Andre Taylor continuing his amazing season. And yeah, you know, when we look at these top teams where we've been looking at, like Las Vegas and Miami and Philadelphia, the repeated thing is that they've had a consistent roster that has produced and continued. That's kind of the way San Antonio is starting to develop. They got Bartiel back. They got Julie Rodriguez back. You know, and she's going to continue with them on the run to the playoffs. They're going to put together a roster here that's going to be kind of consistent.
You know, we see a lot of mid-pack parity, and there are teams who say, oh, they're going to have some big nights. They're in the middle. But San Antonio making a point to say, you know, maybe we're not the middle. We're in that top tier, and they're going to try to join Miami, Philadelphia, and, you know, the Vegas hustle.
Well, if you listen to A.C. Bryant, I'd say he was very definitive about the idea that they are not in the middle of the pack and that they belong in the upper echelon of the league. And I think they are kind of demonstrating that.
I think so, with 4 wins and almost 5. So let's take a look now at what we've got coming ahead. We've got Miami and Nashville. We've got Los Angeles and Houston in the next TVO, and Vegas and Phoenix will wrap it up. What a night we had here tonight as the San Antonio team gets past Dallas 21-13. A.C. Bryant loving every minute of it. So thanks for joining us. For Al Bernstein, so for Sophia, and for Jason Moon, and for Clark Rowe, and for our great staff here at Team Boxing League, this is Dave Bontempo saying we'll see you soon.